Hi everyone, Amy and Paul here, and we are excited to show you a brand new cabin at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort, newest addition to Disney Vacation Club. All of our content is brought to you by the world of DVC Resale Market, where you can buy and sell a Disney Vacation Club contract, Monera Financial, who can help you finance that contract, and the DVC Rental Store, where you can try before you buy or rent out some of your own points. Before we get started, I did want to talk about the points for this resort. For tonight, this is a Tuesday night in July, it was 20 points per night. This cabin can be as low as 15 points a night in the September category. So really good value. It's around the more expensive studio price, but you're basically getting a one bedroom, and most all one bedrooms are much more expensive than this. One of the things we really love about these new cabins is just the color and how much natural light that we have. It is just really great with all the Disney touches and the beautiful pops of color. Over here in the main living space, we have a 65-inch smart TV. And next to that, we have a couch that pulls down into a queen-sized Murphy bed. We're gonna pull the Murphy bed down a little later in the video just so you can see what it looks like, but a couple of things we wanted to note to you that are tucked away a little bit. On each side of the couch are outlets that have both two regular outlets, a USB and a USB-C, and then we also have a small little stand that you can use as a nightstand. There is one over here tucked away in the corner. There's also an additional one over here next to a chair that you could pull over to become another nightstand if two people are sleeping in the Murphy bed. The coffee table here has many uses, so you can use it as a coffee table. It also doubles as a bench because it has an upholstered seating area or storage, as you will find some space inside of it. There's also some extra blankets and pillows for the Murphy bed. It is on wheels, and it's very important to note that if you are going to use the Murphy bed and pull it down, you're going to want to wheel this out of the way. I love how the carpet has just beautiful color palette and pattern that pulls everything into the room together. And then the curtains over here also have a lot of pretty colors and some little Disney touches of Chip 'n Dale. One of the great design features of this cabin is all the natural light from the windows. So up the top here, we have several different windows high up. And if you choose to close these, they have a pull chain here, and they're very easy and smooth to pull if I pull it the right direction. So we've got this and two of these in the living room. There's also one in the bedroom and some out there. Taking a look at the Murphy bed pulled down, there is a light switch over on that side that turns the lights on and off at the top. The artwork is perfect. Everybody is asleep at their campsite. That is our 5th sighting of Chip 'n Dale in this cabin, so if you stay, see if you can find them. There's no charging in the actual Murphy beds, but on the sides there is plenty of outlets nearby, as well as this little stool and another one you could pull in over there. One of the updates that distinguishes the new cabin from one of the older ones is that we have a full kitchen with an entire stove included. So the older cabins that are being replaced only had a cooktop, but here we have a full oven and stove, and I love how the burners make a little hidden Mickey. Inside the cabinets, you're gonna find everything that you need to cook. So there's pots and pans and dishes and strainers and utensils. And then one of our favorite things is that the glassware includes little mason jars to drink out of. The coffee pot is a Keurig Duo. So we've got the full pot coffee, and then we've got the single brewer. And then we've noticed that the sink has a built-in disposal. And one of my favorite features that I've not seen yet is the trash. Instead of just opening up the bottom of the sink, we actually have a pull-out trash system with the garbage and the recycling. In addition to the oven and stove, we have a full dishwasher, a microwave over top of the stove, and then of course your fridge freezer. We also have this nice table. It does seat 4, but it would be pretty easy if you had 6 people to pull over this chair and then the coffee table that can serve as a bench. We're now in the main bedroom where we have a queen-sized bed, as well as 2 twin-sized bunk beds. If you missed our behind the scenes vlog video, we did attempt to lay in them just to see how big they were. We definitely recommend them mostly for children, pretty much anyone 5'7" or shorter. Something I wanted to point out about the bunk beds after we investigated a little bit further, this bedspread that looks sort of like a blanket is actually acting as the sheet. It is a fitted bed sheet-like cover. And then these are sleeping bags. So if you are staying and sleeping on these, it's meant to sleep on top of this with your sleeping bag. Over here under the bunk and also at the top is a little light that you can turn on and off. And this is also where you have a little bit of charging. So there is a small USB here on the one side. Last but not least, there are 3 storage drawers in this bunk system, so you can store some clothes. You'll notice that the artwork over by the bed has postcard images of places around Fort Wilderness and even a throwback to river country. Over above the bed, we have little Chippendale art. On both sides of the bed, you'll find the same charging that we talked about in the living space. On this side of the bed, there's a little shelf as well to sit your device while they're charging. And then over there on Paul's side, we have a full nightstand with the Hey Disney and then also some storage drawers. Over here in the corner, we have a wardrobe. We've got some extra pillow and blanket here, some space to hang clothes, a luggage rack, and then we've got some shelves. Next to that, you have a dresser here, which is where you will find your safe, as well as a couple of shelves, and then to the left of that, a few storage drawers. Above the dresser, you have another smart TV, and then below that, we've got some additional charging space, USBs, plugs, USB-Cs. There is no shortage of charging in this room. There are 2 thermostats. The one here controls the unit in the bedroom above me, and then there's one out by the door that controls the unit in the main living space. On the back of the bedroom door, there is a very beautiful full-size mirror. It just fits with the doorknob. If anyone figures out what this color is called, let me know, because I want to paint some walls in my house with it. We've headed through the living area, past the kitchen, and into the bathroom area. This on my right is a locked utility closet. And then behind me, we have a wardrobe. Now, depending on what cabin you get, you might have something different here. Some of the cabins have an extra sink here, and then some have a wardrobe. Inside this cupboard/wardrobe, we've got a shelf with a blow dryer and a steam iron. Underneath here, we have an ironing board, a sweeper, broom and dustpan, a laundry hamper. It is important to note that there is no washer and dryer unit inside this cabin. You will have to go and use one of the laundry facilities at one of the comfort station areas. And then we also have a little bit of space to hang some clothes. Inside the bathroom, we have a nice big sink with a countertop, a beautiful backlit mirror. There's also a makeup mirror right here, which is new to the cabins. That is not in the older cabins. And then something else we wanted to point out, underneath the sink, we have a nice little step stool for younger kids. Across from the sink, we have a walk-in shower. It has a rainfall shower head, a detachable shower head, and then we also have the newer toiletry pump. The difference between this cabin and the one that has a second sink outside this door, we believe, is for accessibility purposes. So this bathroom has a rail system around the toilet. The toilet also is a little bit longer. It's an elongated, taller toilet and more space in this area, whereas in some other cabins we have a smaller cabinet, the sink is farther over, and there's less space between the toilets. Outside we have this great big beautiful deck with 2 chairs, really peaceful background behind us, and then we've got this big table with a bench on each side. Last but not least, there is an electrical outlet behind me in case you would need it for something. Maybe you want to plug in some Christmas lights? I don't know. To every cabin site, we still have the same charcoal grill. They do each come with a cover to keep them nicer. We just took it off so that we could show it to you. We had a friend point out, who's also staying at the cabins right now and stayed last night, that even though there are lights on the stairs to light up your walk, there is no backlight on the number. So it's really important to remember exactly where your cabin is. The parking pad out here is big enough for either 2 golf carts or 1 vehicle and 1 golf cart. Behind me, there is a outlet that would allow you to plug your golf cart in each night. If you had an electric vehicle and the adapter, you could also plug that in, but you probably wouldn't get a whole lot of power from that. A lot of people have asked us if it's worth it to rent a golf cart when staying here. Our thoughts are that if you are doing mostly a resort stay where you're going to be partaking in a lot of the activities at Fort Wilderness, a golf cart is going to be very useful. If you're mostly going to the parks, then you're probably going to be better off just doing the inner bus loop and getting to the buses. Golf cart rentals start at $70 per night. That's going to do it for our tour of the cabins at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel so you can see all of the content that we have on Fort Wilderness that has gone up. Join in the conversation over in the DVC Fan Facebook group and on dvcfan.com. And for bonus behind the scenes content, check out the DVC Fan Patreon, patreon.com/DVCFan.